Beginning late last night and through the very moment that we are standing here, we have lived through some of the toughest hours of our lives as Kentuckians. This event is the worst, most devastating, most deadly tornado event in Kentucky's history. I believe that by the end of today or tomorrow, we will be north of at least 70 lives lost here in Kentucky. I think we will have lost more than 100 people, and I think it could rise significantly in those numbers. About 1 o'clock this morning, I was at the State Emergency Operations Center hearing the reports coming in live. Places like my parents' hometown, Dawson Springs, which I just came from, and how hard it was hit. Hearing about families trapped in a basement and actually thinking they're lucky as long as we can get to them based on what happened from so many other families. Hearing about the amazing efforts of our first responders, so many in this room. We thank you every day, but we absolutely thank you today. Thank you so much for what you've done for our people over these last hours. I know you haven't slept. I know what that feels like. I know the efforts that you've put in, and I know when you were out there, especially in the first part of it, it was incredibly dangerous to you. We have seen people come together from all over the state, all over the country, federal partners like ATF. We had the Coast Guard down in Mayfield, and then we are seeing people come in from other states and other regions. I just want everybody to know that you are not alone. Today, Kentucky is absolutely united. We are united with our people. We are united to find and rescue as many as possible. We are united to grieve with, I think, over 100 families that will have lost individuals. And we are united to be here for those families in this and every other impacted community, not just today and this week, but in the coming years, so that we rebuild and get those families back on their feet. The devastation is unlike anything I have seen in my life, and I have trouble putting it into words. When it was safe to travel this morning, I flew to Mayfield. My first stop was that candle factory. 110 people working in it at the time the storm hit. They rescued 40. There's at least 15 feet of metal with cars on top of it. Barrels of corrosive chemicals that are there. It'll be a miracle if anybody else is found alive in it. A downtown completely devastated. From there, my dad's hometown of Dawson Springs. Population, 2,700. They're going to lose a whole lot of people. 1 block from my grandparents' house, there's no house standing. There's no house standing, and we don't know where all those people are. This was 4 different tornadoes, and I'm told we're actually going to see a little bit more on that hit us, including one that touched down in Arkansas and then stayed on the ground for 227 straight miles, which we believe is likely the longest in U.S. history. Folks, 200 of those miles were in Kentucky. We are ground zero, and I know this community is hit. It's been hit really hard. We are with you. The whole state is with you. It was about just before midnight last night that I signed a state of emergency that allowed us to call up the National Guard, now hundreds deploying all over Kentucky to help going door to door, see if we can find people, to help clearing the roadways, and yes, to help in law enforcement in some towns that aren't going to have any power tonight. We've been able to get our transportation cabinet with all of our heavy trucks out on the roads, clearing them off, because it's hard to reach people in need when the roads are unpassable. Our Division of Forestry is out there helping with that as well. Finding any and everything we can do including bringing some of the largest generators we've ever seen to some of these communities where they can power a school, a hospital, where it is needed. Since our last stop, there are two new announcements at this point in the day. First, the President has signed the Federal Emergency Disaster Declaration. For those who do this work, that rarely happens in the midst of a disaster. It shows how bad it is. It opens us up to significantly more resources and things like almost immediate reimbursement for a lot of the things we're doing, which is going to help our cities and our counties to really do even more. I've talked today directly to the President twice, the head of Homeland Security, the Secretary, and as well as the Director of FEMA, who is going to be in Kentucky tomorrow. They have all pledged whatever we need, and I plan to ask. So make sure you communicate those needs to us, and we'll either satisfy them or we will go out and get them. It's getting close to night. It's getting cold. It's going to be a tough night for a lot of people across Kentucky. The second new announcement is people have been asking all day, how can we help? And we've been telling them two things with the third coming. The first we said is if you are in a community that has been hit and hit hard and you're safe and you have power, stay off the roads. Let our first responders, like the ones that we have here, get to everybody. Don't go to some of these areas because you want to see it. We need to make sure that those who do this work and are so good at it can do it at the fastest possible speed. Second, is give blood. We're already pretty short with COVID out there and have been pushing. We're going to have a lot of deaths. We're also going to have a lot of injuries. But the third is we have now been able to set up a single fund connected with the state that people who want to help in Kentucky or outside of it can give to, that is solely dedicated to helping the on-the-ground efforts going on right now and the relief efforts that these families are going to need to rebuild. That is the Team Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund. It is now live at teamwkrelieffund.ky.gov. I'll do it again, teamwkrelieffund.ky.gov. We've been hearing from folks, again, all around the country. I've heard from some folks outside the country that run great companies inside of Kentucky. They are mourning for this and other communities. With that, we're going to have a number of folks give us updates on where we are right now. I think we're first turning it over to the mayor to talk about specifically what we're seeing here. Let me say, I know that lives lost are going to be in double digits. They're going to be in multiple counties. I know Muhlenberg. I know Hopkins. Here, certainly Graves. We believe in Marshall. It's tough, but also your folks have done incredible work on top of it since the very beginning, and I'm really proud of the response here in Warren County. Mayor.
Thank you, Governor. Bowling Green citizens, we're taking a knee at this moment. We're at an emergency state, and we appreciate what the governor and what the president has already declared for us. Our community wants to help. And the best way to help is just like the governor stated, but there's another way. I talked to our local Red Cross, and they are set up right now at South Warren High School. Many people have already given in-kind donations to the Red Cross at South Central High School. What they've told me is they appreciate it, but they've asked to hold off on in-kind donations. What we need right now is because that is a place where our personnel, our people are going for shelter tonight. They already have about 15 personnel that are there this evening. We know that more are coming. And so they need to focus their energy towards taking care of those that need immediate shelter. So if you need immediate shelter, please contact through our 911 and ask for assistance in getting to South Warren if you need to get there, because it is getting colder. light is about to give up on us, and we need people to be able to get into a shelter over their head tonight. If you want to help with in-kind donations or you want to help with monetary donations, they've asked that all citizens do not call the 1-800. The 1-800 Red Cross. 1-800 Red Cross is for those that need immediate shelter and immediate help. What they've asked the citizens in our community to do at this moment is to go to redcross.org. Redcross.org is for people to give in-kind donations or monetary donations, and these donations will go to the Warren County chapter, which I want to get an update to make sure exactly what that is, what's coming. But you can designate if in the local community to go to the Warren County. It's right here. Warren County Regional Sitters. It's not exactly there, but I apologize. I'll get that information to you. But we want you, local community, because you can go donate to the entire state of Kentucky, or community members that want to donate locally to the families that are in need here. Again, we are amongst heroes. Since early this morning, since 1 o'clock, our emergency responders have been out in our community from a major fire that was at the Corvette assembly plant, and they were taking care of that during the storm. Chief Brooks and his team are out there right now doing search and recovery. So we need to continue search and recovery while we have these critical daylight hours left to be able to take care of our community. So we need you to stay off the roads unless it's absolutely an emergency for you. So last, our heroes are amongst us. I am proud of our team. I'm proud of Bowling Green. I'm proud of Warren County. I'm proud of our emergency central responders. I'm proud of the team that's come together. There's no ego in this room today when it comes to Bowling Green and Team Kentucky. So thank you all. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.
God bless and pray for our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Next, we're going to hear from General Hal Lamberton. Our National Guard answers the call in this last couple years in so many ways, from flooding to ice storms to the pandemic, and they are out today serving so many missions. General?
Thank you, Governor. For everybody's awareness, and as the Governor had just alluded to, we currently have guardsmen.
But they may not be aware of what they may be entitled to because they don't necessarily know all that's available from the federal end. We're going to continue to receive, I personally am receiving regular updates, and my staff is continuing to reach out to the mayors, the county officials, and other local leaders in these states affected by the tornadoes. And my heart goes out. I was told that early this morning that one of the equivalent of a county executive, one of the folks in Kentucky was lost in this tornado. I want folks in all these states to know we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together, and the federal government is not going to walk away. This is one of those times when we aren't Democrats or Republicans.